and she lost her mind. Yeah, I'm gonna take it out. Hello over there, welcome back to this YouTube channel. So in today's clip, I'm actually gonna show you some palettes that are drugstore, which means they are affordable, they are cheap for what they are, and it's not only eyeshadows. I do have quite an amount of eyeshadow palettes, but I also have some face palettes and especially highlighters. I have in total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 palettes that are drugstore. I don't have the biggest collection in terms of like makeup, but it's decent, and I did choose the ones that recently I've reached for, and I think I've made the most use out of them all, and I would think they could potentially be a really good gift for Christmas. So this situation here is, when it comes to my hair, is I'm trying to pull off new looks, and literally when I was taking the jumper I was like, this looks actually nice. If I don't think I'm gonna get bored during the filming, but I might, so if things are changing up, don't judge me. I think it looks pretty damn good. That's about it. I hope this clip is going to be useful, and yeah, let's just jump in. So I think I'm gonna start off with the big ones because I have two, and I don't even know if I can fit them in the display of the camera, but I hope you can see both without my face. So these are from Beauty Bay. This one is the Going Out Ouch, it hurts. This is the Going Out palette, and this is the EYN Bright Matte. The reason I have the two of them is I actually got this one first, and I really like the fact that it's 4 mattes and a lot of shimmers. So you have 4 mattes over here in the corners, obviously your basics. Like this actually shows up pretty damn nice on my skin tone, and also this one, I think this could be, potential color for darker to deep dark skin tones, and obviously you have a black, and the rest are shimmers. And to be quite honest with you, I did not used to be a really shimmer kind of person. I was not into shimmers that much, but I've seen this palette and I realized I don't have that many shimmers in terms of like a variety of them. So I think this is going to be a really good palette for someone that does want to get out of the comfort zone, whether it's like having, I don't know, like only basic shimmers, which you do have in here as well, but you have also very like fun colors and also really interesting colors. Like this one, Color Cap, like literally it's just a very khaki, if that's how you say it in English, shade, which I did not see. You also have this one, which is really nice. This is Guest List, and it's a very interesting gold. And I'm not gonna swatch all of them because I actually have a clip on all of it, so I'll put a card if you're interested in more detail. But I'm gonna show you just a few teeny tiny bits I really love. This is Bubbles, and this is one of my favorites of them all. And I'm gonna show you one more, this turquoise shade, which I really like. It's really pigmented. They're really pigmented, and you don't need like a setting spray to make them pop. But for example, for me, my crease is very deep, so no matter what quality the shimmer is, it's going to transfer on my lid, like over here, you know what I mean, like here. And I don't like that, so I use usually a setting spray with most of my shimmers if I want to stick them on the lid. But yeah, it's really nice. So like I said, I'm gonna link that video so you can see more in detail, but I think this could do a really nice palette. Is only 21 pounds, which I don't think that's expensive at all. You get, I think, please tell me, 42 shades, colors, eyeshadows, which is pretty damn good. I'm pretty sure it was 21 pounds, not more than that, not more than 25. And this one, it's obviously, that's why I even got it, because it's the matte bright matte palette. Again, 42 shades. This one is a bit more expensive, but I feel it's because of the trend. Oops, I got some on my finger. It's because of the trend, because like everybody's into colors nowadays. I think this one was 30 pounds, but I got it on offer for 25 or something like that. And it's only mattes, and I was like, I really want a palette that only has mattes, and this is it. I hope I'll have, by the time I'm posting this clip, an actual overview of the full palette where I'm swatching everything and I'm talking, but I've used it. Even though I'm not having, in this moment while I'm filming the clip on it, I used it quite an amount of times, and it's really nice. It's pigmented. Like, I really love, for example, this. I mean, hot stuff is like just everything. I used this one, which is Heat Wave. I also used purple, I think it was this one, but I'm gonna swatch it. I don't remember because I quite used it a couple of times, but they are really damn pigmented. I'm gonna do a pink as well, and yeah, by the time I'm posting it, I'm gonna make sure I'll have it posted. But literally, this does a really good palette for someone who doesn't have that many colors really in their life, and they want to get out of the comfort zone, or they're really a bit like artsy and want something more, you know, affordable at a good price. I mean, you can get this for your own sake. Give yourself a pretty damn good gift. This is really good quality, although it's like not pricey at all. It's really good quality, and maybe if you're on a budget for a gift and you know someone in your life might love it, this could be an option. They also have mini versions of them, but obviously I got the big deals when it comes to these colors. But I'm gonna move on to another one from them, which is tinier. So this is the EYN Berry 16 color palette, and I think this one is £12 or something like that. It's by any means not pricey. I actually have it smashed. There's a whole story behind it, but anyways, I'm not gonna get into it today. But I use this so many times because literally it looks really boring. I have an entire clip on it already, so I'm gonna definitely put a link straight in to this. And literally it looks really boring, but it's not. It has some really beautiful shades, like this one. Which one is it? Hazy Heather. It has a kind of like, I have my, wait, I'm gonna do it with the other fingers. I hope you can see it. It has like a purpley undertone to it. I don't even know how to explain it to you. Like, I don't know, it's just beautiful. And this one is also my favorite. This is Cutie Pie, which it's a very interesting, you know, kind of like goldish shade. You also have a matte in here. This one I use pretty much almost all the time because it works really nice with my skin tone. And Damson is really nice as well. Like, oh my god, look at that. Like, literally, they are so pigmented, and this is so cheap. I think this could be something that if you're really on a budget, you could do. And now I really need some excuse me, I'm gonna go and clean my fingers. So yeah, like if you are on a really like budget, like really tight budget, I think the berry one or the ones that are in 16 format kind of like palettes, because they have also for the shimmers. I think they also definitely have for the ones that are like from the bright kind of like collection. And literally they're really good quality. Like, I was really impressed by them, especially for the price. They are really nice. Moving on to this, which is the Wet n Wild Megaglo highlighting palette. And I was talking with someone and tell me, oh my god, you know, this hair kind of like annoys me now. Yeah, I'm gonna take it out. So I was talking with a friend, and it was like telling me, oh, you never tried Wet n Wild highlighters? I was like, no. And she lost her mind, and she was like, they're really good quality. And I got this one because I wanted to try more shades. And they also have, I'm pretty sure, Golden Flower Crown and Blossom Glow are coming as singles, and the two of them are actually part of the palette. I'm not quite sure if you can find them by single kind of like packaging, but I know these two ones are very loved and looked for. And I'm not gonna lie, this is amazing. And also this one, like, literally Let me just do the swatches for all of them because I have the possibility of doing that. So this is how they are looking. They're really pigmented, they're really reflective, and I really love them. The formula is there, like it literally for the price. This was £12 for 4 massive highlighters. When I first got it, I was like, I thought they were gonna be really tiny because I just expected it to be tiny because I think it's really cheap for how big they are. Like literally, they are big. So I think this could make a good gift for someone who really loves highlighters because they are really good quality. They are great. But speaking of really good quality highlighters, this has been used and loved. Can you tell by the packaging? It's even broken, like it's not closing anymore, which is a downside. I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna break on you really easily. But obviously that's why Makeup Revolution is quite cheap, because I feel their packaging is not, it was not their best. I feel now they start changing it. But this is the Soph X Revolution. I really like Soph, huge fan, and this is one of the greatest like highlighters I tried from Makeup Revolution myself. I don't have that many from them. I think I literally have this one and another palette I'm going to talk about today, and maybe 1 or 2 singles. But yeah, I do have actually 2 singles, but they did not impress me. This one though is like, I mean, it's just really reflective. I love these 2 golds. And I also do use this one sometimes. Like they are really reflective and pigmented. They literally are. Why did I not do any swatches? Like I can do any swatches with the other ones, but literally this is how they look like. They are like amazing. Like literally they are so pigmented and nice, and they don't need any like setting spray or stuff like that, because I'm gonna explain to you why sometimes I go with the setting spray, because obviously they are a bit dusty or they don't stick very nicely to the skin. With these ones though, and the Wet n Wild, they do stick really nice. And this is only £10 by the way, and you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shades. Wow, I could have done that much more faster, but yeah, we're gonna move on with that. So one thing I would also want to point out is these 2 shades are obviously not for my skin tone, but what I do sometimes is this one I use it as a bronzer, just a tiny bit, because obviously it's very glittery. But this one though works amazing as a blush. This one as a blush is just like, it's really nice. So you know, you're maybe not using the other one I showed you for bronzer, because to be quite honest with you, I don't use it that often. I rarely do it, but sometimes I'm feeling the vibe, so I'm using it, but very rare. The other one I actually do use it. Whenever I use that, I use the other last shade as a blush. Going on with the Revolution X Imogenation palette, this one on the highlighters side, not impressed. I'm not gonna lie, you have to use a setting spray to make sure it will stick to the skin. At least this is what happened with my skin. At least it could be, you know, different with some other people, I don't know, but it did not lasted me, these ones. But to be quite honest with you, the reason I put it is because it's £10, and I'm pretty sure it's on offer from £5 now on Revolution. But besides that, they're not the worst highlighters ever. You can work with them, all right, and they're really like blinding and stuff. Like literally, let me just, they're blinding and really nice, but it's just they won't stick too much onto my skin during the day, like a long day. That's what I'm trying to say, and it's a downside. But I still wanted to put this one in the video clip in itself, because literally you have highlighters, contours, and setting powders / highlighting matte powders. And I really like this one for traveling. This is one palette that I started getting when I'll go back home and things like that, because literally I use the shade literally all the goddamn time. And I also use these two powders for setting underneath my eye, and I also use Coyote for my blush. I sometimes go with Warrior, and literally the two of them either combined or on their own, because this is more warm toned, this is more cool toned. And the highlighters are beautiful, it's just they don't stick to my face for too long. So it's a really nice palette. You have a massive mirror as well, if you didn't see, and the packaging on this is much more nicer than the ones from Soph, so that's a plus for it. But like I said, I think for £10 it's a really damn good palette, and it's really nice for traveling. So if you know someone who's traveling quite an amount of times, whether home to their parents, or I don't know, they always sleep over at their boyfriends and they need like some kind of like palettes that are very, you know, travel friendly, this could be one option. Like I always get it with me. Speaking of those nails, I also got the eyeshadow palette. I didn't want to when the whole launch was released, but for some reason I was like drawn to it, and I am really happy. Sadly it has a leaflet, which I somehow didn't lost it, but the packaging again is kind of like a bit but the eyeshadows and the quality of them and the color story to this one is beautiful. This is £10 as well, or £8. No, I think the highlighter was £8 and this one was £10 if I'm not mistaken. So the color story is really nice. I use all the goddamn time these shades because obviously they're my go-to daily basics. And you also have a few like colorful colors. You have a really Christmassy shade, High, and you could use it for a smoky eye, like I have it today, but I used another palette. And also like gold and, you know, a white or black. This pink though doesn't scream my name because I don't like pinks that much. So, but the quality is really there, and I think when it was launched first, I could not find an eyeshadow that would have everything from basics to colorful colors in one. So I think this one aspect dragged me into, you know, buying it, and it's really affordable. So if you know someone who wants to have their basics and like the crazy side of their makeup creativity in one palette, I think this is a good option. It's very travel friendly, you have a massive mirror in it. What do you want more from it? Last but certainly not least, this is from Obsession, which is owned by Revolution basically, and this is the Isn't It Peachy palette, and it's a blush palette. And I did not used to use that much blush. I still don't use that much blush, but I do put some blush on my face, which it did not happen before that, you know, on a day-to-day basis, which I do put blush on the day-to-day basis now. And I got this one because literally I feel I love peachy blushes, not pink toned ones. I hate those ones. I don't get along with pink too on a big level, if that makes any sense. But this one is a bit pinky-ish, but it still has some peach undertones, so I really like that. This one, it's again really nice, and these ones are meant for deeper, darker skin tones. But literally what I do is I use just a teeny tiny bit an amount of them, so I can use, because they're really buttery, so that's a really good sign. They blend into your skin really nicely. And what I was about to say is, when I have, you know, I'm drawn to use kind of like darker shade, I take the slightest bit of it because it kind of works if you do that. Yeah, you can use all of them. Obviously you can use them as an eyeshadow, and the best part of this palette is these ones are detachable. You can detach them. And I do actually have a tiny palette where I put one of my detachable contours and a highlighter, and sometimes I put this. Like it's really nice because if you don't want to take all of them, you can take a tiny magnetic palette and put like one or two, which I always do. And yeah, this was I think £6, And I even remember when they first launched, I went on the site and it was out of stock or something like that, or after a day of it being launched. So I think it's a bestseller for them, and I see why, because it's a really good formula and it's pigmented and it's nice and it's easily blendable, and you can go crazy with the blush if you want to, or you can go like slightly with the color in your cheeks, as I do, if you want to. So this is what I had to say. This is what I have so far for this clip. These are my go-to palettes when it comes to drugstore, cheap, affordable. I think they're really great, all of them. The big ones from Beauty Bay, obviously they are not travel friendly by any means, but if you know someone who wants to experiment more with makeup and things like that, I feel those are the essentials for starting off doing more artsy, creative makeup on a cheaper scale. So that's about it. I hope this clip was useful and relevant, and it gave you a slightly idea of to why I really love these palettes. Definitely subscribe if you want to see more from me, especially on Christmas time. Other than that, I hope I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.